There's one thing that sets German watches apart, and if you're going to know anything about German watchmaking, it's this one thing. Last week we broke down the basics of German watchmaking, which you guys loved, vielen Dank. Now let's get a little more technical and talk about German movements. Let's start with this 1815. It has what's called a 3/4 plate, or Dreiviertelplatine. Back in the pocket watch era, Swiss and English watchmakers would use elaborate finger and S-shaped bridges. A bridge is essentially a component that secures a part to the main plate, and with finger and S-shaped bridges, essentially every component has its own individual bridge securing it to the main plate. The Germans found that having a bridge for each component or wheel, like the Swiss and other nations, caused instability. So instead of a movement having many finger bridges or S-shaped bridges, the Germans came up with the 3/4 plate to make it more efficient, which is one single bridge that secures every single component to the main plate. So what makes up that missing 25% in this case? It's simply the balance cock. Next, we have another Lange, which is a Grand Saxonia. Ignoring the automatic function in this particular case, has what's called a 2/3 plate, or a Zweidrittelplatine, which covers roughly 66% as opposed to the 3/4 plate, which covers about 75%. And what makes up the missing 33% of the 2/3 plate is the balance cock and the escape wheel cock. The reason they excluded the escape wheel, it makes the watchmaker's life easier. Instead of having to remove the entire 3/4 plate just to access the escape wheel can be accessed by removing one single escape wheel cock. Here's another example of the 2/3 plate without the automatic function, the Moritz Grossmann caliber 102.2. Why do I keep saying the word cock? Because there's a difference between a bridge and a cock in watchmaking. If you want us to talk about this in another video, let us know in the comments. Both of the aforementioned designs can be found in modern German watchmaking, like these two Langenzones here. This kind of movement architecture has been around in Glashütte since the 1800s, with names like Moritz Grossmann and Adolf Schneider making pocket watches with this 3/4 plate. It's just as German as Haribo, BMW, and Fachwerk. This design is still prominent in Glashütte today. And for those of you who don't know, that word Glashütte that you see on the dial and on the case back of brands like Langenzone is the town in which these watches are manufactured. So in summary, the 3/4 plate is an invention by the Germans to secure almost all the movement components to the main plate, and the 2/3 plate does the same exact thing, simply just excluding the escape wheel. These two Langenzones and other incredible German timepieces are available on Wristcheck.com. DM us if you're interested. Und wie immer, wir sehen uns beim Wristcheck.